Who's got a pretty coat, huh? Who's got a pretty coat? Come here, girl. Dolly. Come here, doll.
این ویدیو توسط دیوید ترونس گرفته شده. دیوید در سال 2013 از طریق اپلیکیشن های دیت گذاری با یه زن به نام شانتی آشنا میشه و خیلی کم بعد از آشناییشون تصمیم میگیره از ایالت مینسوتا به ایالت اورلاندو فلوریدا، جایی که شانتی زندگی میکرد، نقل مکان کنه تا بتونه اونو ببینه و باهاش زندگی کنه. شانتی قبل از ازدواج با دیوید یک ازدواج ناموفق داشت و حاصل اون ازدواج یک پسر بچه 8 ساله به نام جکسون بود. شانتی نه تنها یک مادر فوق‌العاده و فداکار بود، بلکه خیلی هم موفق بود. اون یک بیزینس سرمایه‌گذاری رو راه انداخته بود و به صورت آنلاین از خونه کار میکرد و پول خیلی خوبی هم به دست می آورد. دیوید و شانتی در سال 2015 با همدیگه ازدواج کردند. دیوید به شانتی گفته بود که از مرگ پدرش به اون 4 تا 6 میلیون دلار پول به ارث رسیده. پس دیوید یه مرد میلیونر به حساب می اومد. و همینطور هم خودش رو نشون میداد. دیوید بعد از اینکه از ایالت مینسوتا به ایالت فلوریدا آمد، یه خونه بزرگ به ارزش 600,000 دلار خریداری کرد که بتونه زندگی مشترکش رو با شانتی اونجا آغاز کنه. شانتی و دیوید در ظاهر یه زندگی فوق‌العاده و بدون مشکل توی یه خونه خیلی بزرگ و گرون داشتن، اما در باطن اینجوری نبود. اولین مشکل با این به وجود اومد که دروغای دیوید کم کم داشت رو می شد. اول از همه دیوید اون میلیونری که ادعا کرده بود هست و میلیون ها دلار پول از پدرش بهش رسیده نبود. چرا؟ چون که دیوید حتی پول خرج‌های عادی خونه رو هم نمیداد و دوستان و اطرافیانش میدیدن که اگر اون میخواد چیزی بخره یا به یه رستورانی بیاد، اغلب از این کار صرف نظر میکرد یا بارها حساب بانکیش رو چک میکرد که ببینه پول کافی توی حساب بانکیش داره یا نه. حتی یکی از اطرافیان شانتی و دیوید گفته بود که قبل از اینکه دیوید و شانتی زندگی خودشون رو در این خونه خیلی بزرگ شروع کنن، قبل از اون توی یه آپارتمان با هم دیگه زندگی میکردن و اونجا دیوید گفته بود من فقط 1/3 اجاره خونه رو پرداخت میکنم و چون تو با پسرت زندگی میکنی باید 2/3 بقیه اجاره خونه رو تو بدی. یه مشکل دیگه که در زندگی مشترک دیوید و شانتی به وجود اومد همین خونه بزرگ و مجلل بود. این خونه اگر در ظاهر بی‌نقص به نظر می رسید، اما در واقعیت اینطور نبود و داخل خونه نیاز به تعمیرات خیلی زیادی داشت و باید هزینه خیلی زیادی رو صرف تعمیرات خونه می کردند. دیوید و شانتی تصمیم گرفتن که این خونه رو بکوبن و از اول بازسازی کنند. البته بازسازی خونه به پیشنهاد دیوید بود و شانتی هم چاره‌ای جز قبول کردنش نداشت. وقتی که بازسازی خونه رو شروع کردن، بخش اصلی خونه غیر قابل استفاده بود. به خاطر همین دیوید و شانتی مجبور شدن جدا از هم دیگه زندگی کنند. دیوید طبقه پایین با سگ‌ها میموند و شانتی با پسرش جکسون توی گاراژ زندگی می‌کردند. شانتی پول خیلی زیادی صرف بازسازی خونه کرد، اما خونه نه تنها بازسازی نمیشد بلکه خراب و خرابتر میشد تا اینکه پولی برای شانتی نموند که بتونه خرج بازسازی خونه کنه. اینجا بود که دیوید به شانتی پیشنهاد میده که خونه رو وارد یه برنامه تلویزیونی کنن، برنامه تلویزیونی به نام زامبی هاوس. این برنامه تلویزیونی وارد خونه‌های متروکه یا خونه‌هایی مثل دیوید و شانتی میشد و شروع به بازسازی اونها میکرد. دیوید با تهیه کننده این برنامه تماس گرفت و در مورد خونه و شرایطش به اون گفت. تهیه کننده برنامه قبول کرد که با دیوید و شانتی یه قرار ملاقات بذاره. اما چند ساعت قبل از این قرار ملاقات شانتی از شرکت در این برنامه منصرف شد. دلیل منصرف شدن شانتی از حضور توی این برنامه این بود که شانتی متوجه شده بود دیوید سند خونه‌ای رو که شانتی هزاران دلار پول خرج بازسازی اون کرده بود رو به نام مادرش زده. یعنی اگر اتفاقی برای دیوید میافتاد این خونه اصلا برای شانتی نبود. مردی که ادعا کرده بود عاشق شانتی هست و میلیون ها دلار پول از پدرش بهش به ارث رسیده، حتی به بعد از مرگش هم فکر کرده بود که این خونه به شانتی نرسه. همه این شرایط نشون میداد که دیوید فقط یک مرد دروغگوه. 3 سال بعد از ازدواج شانتی و دیوید، یعنی سال 2018، در روز 24 آپریل دیوید با پلیس تماس میگیره.
Okay, and who is this? This is Dan. Your name is Dan? David. Okay, your name is David? Okay, who is it that's not breathing? My wife. Your wife is not breathing? Okay. Sir, I need to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Listen to me. I'm going to get the paramedics so we can try and get her some help, okay? Don't hang up.
وقتی که پلیس ها به خونه شانتی و دیوید رسیدند، دیوید به پلیس ها گفت که من وقتی به خونه رسیدم شانتی رو داخل وان حموم غرق شده پیدا کردم. من اونو بیرون آوردم و سعی کردم که بهش CPR بدم، اما موفق نشدم. وقتی که پلیس ها خونه و جسد شانتی رو بررسی کردن، متوجه شدن که این یک مرگ تصادفی نبوده. به همین دلیل از دیوید خواستن که با اونها به اداره پلیس بره. دیوید در اداره پلیس توسط 2 بازرس زن به مدت تقریباً 17 تا 18 ساعت مورد بازجویی قرار گرفت. اما چون مدرکی از دیوید نداشتن، مجبور به آزاد کردن دیوید بودند.
So I say hello, I don't hear anything back. I can hear water running. She's not saying anything, doesn't seem right. Sometimes it is hard if you have the water running to hear somebody out there, so that was my assumption.
Okay, so it's one room, you don't see her?
Until I get to the bathroom.
Okay. Is the bathroom door open or closed?
Open.
Open? Okay, and so you walk toward the water that you're hearing?
Yeah, walking to the bathroom.
Okay. And the door is open, and what happens? What do you see?
I see her laying with her head in the right-hand corner. The water is running, but I don't think the drain is closed, because if it was, it would be going over, right? So the water's like half full. She's submerged partially, but she's also partially not submerged, and one of her legs is kind of sticking up and out a little bit, and it's just extremely awful, and it doesn't look natural. Obviously she fell or something happened, and I tried to pick her up. I turned the water off. I tried to pick her up. She's stiff. It's hard.
She's stiff?
It's hard to pick her up. She's not. It's like a sack of potatoes, you know, it's not easy. She's not moving with me. I grabbed her arms and kind of pulled her this way, and over, I think partially over, and that's when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to carry her. I tried to pull her. I was being as careful as I could, and at the same time I wanted to get her out of the water. I was screaming, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I pulled her out into the other room, and I didn't know what to do. It was hard to move her that way, so I turned her and I held on to her wrists. I thought that there's something I can do to help, and I'm kind of moving her, trying to get her, to shake her a little bit and trying to get the water out of her lungs. I got her in front of the couch, and I had to stop and put put her down, and I tried to lift her head up to kind of clear, like I guess is the thing you do if you're going to do CPR or something. And she's not responding. She has blood coming down her face and on the side of the body.
تحقیقات ادامه داشت و کارآگاه‌ها به دنبال مدرکی بودن که بتونن این پرونده رو حل کنن، اما هیچ مدرکی پیدا نمی‌کردن. تا اینکه یک روز یکی از کارکنان کلاب اورلاندو با پلیس تماس میگیره و در مورد دیوید اطلاعاتی به پلیس میده. کلاب ورزشی اورلاندو یک کلاب خصوصی و با قیمت نسبتاً بالا هسته که مخصوص افراد همجنسگرا به خصوص آقایون هست. طبق اطلاعاتی که پلیس به دست میاره، دیوید بعد از ازدواجش حدوداً 80 بار به این کلاب رفته و یک حق عضویت هم داخل اون کلاب داشته. همه این سرنخ‌ها نشون میده که دیوید یک زندگی مخفی خارج از ازدواجش داشته و میتونیم نتیجه بگیریم که شانتی از این موضوع با خبر شده و تصمیم به ترک دیوید گرفته. اما دیوید که نمیخواسته شانتی اون رو ترک کنه، مرتکب قتل شانتی شده. 4 ماه بعد از قتل شانتی، دیوید رو که در اون زمان با مادرش زندگی میکرده دستگیر میکنن و وقتی خونه رو جستجو میکنن میبینن که انگشتر نامزدی شانتی که دیوید قبلا ادعا کرده بود دزدیده شده توی خونه دیوید پیدا کردند.
That didn't happen.
If she did, she would have fell backwards.
And you didn't find her at 3 o'clock. That didn't happen.
I don't know that.
You don't know that? Common sense would tell you if you pull a woman soaking wet out of a tub at 3 o'clock and call the police within 6 minutes, then everything will be soaking wet when the police arrive within 3 minutes of that. That's common sense.
So how did everything dry up?
That's our question. Because she wasn't pulled out at 3 o'clock. It didn't happen.
There's a science behind evaporation, and that science is not matching
It's not magic.
3
Okay?
o'clock.
I can take a
Science.
shower at 6:30 in the morning, and at 10 o'clock at night, my towel's still wet. The shower even stays wet. I mean, it's just common sense.
The water was definitely filled up to where you said, but not at 3 o'clock.
I know you think you thought of everything, but you didn't.
I don't think I thought of everything. I've told you over and over, I don't know.
You do know. You have to stop saying you don't know, because you do know. You do, David. You do know. You know exactly what happened, because it was only you and her there. There was nobody else there. Nobody.
I don't know what happened when I wasn't there.
No, whatever happened to her happened when you were there. It didn't happen when you were gone. It happened when you were there. And I wouldn't expect you to know what happened when you were gone. Nothing happened when you were gone. Trust me. The evidence and her body speak for itself. And your story is BS. So you better figure it out before it goes too far. Because I'm telling you right now, nobody is going to believe that. Nobody. If you maintain that, you're going to look like a fool. This BS about 3 o'clock in tubs and it's crap. It's crap. You know it's crap. It's a crappy story. Yeah, you don't know what happened when you were gone. I get it. But you know what happened when you were there, and that's what counts.
You know, you fake cried for about 7 or 8 hours today. Not one tear came out of your eyes. Not one. Not one. Not on scene with the officers, not in this room. You have fake cried over this woman's death since we made contact with you for hours. And every single time you fake cried, we wrote it down. Not one tear came out of your eyes. Not one.
Nope.
Okay? We've been extremely patient with you for a very long time. I am losing my patience. And I'm really starting to believe you planned it, David, because not a lick of remorse. Not even a little. You sat there for the last 2 hours and stared at her picture, and you haven't cried. Not one tear. You're staring at a woman you're telling us you're in love with, and you've done nothing the whole time. But close your eyes, huddle up, and protect your own ass. And that's all you've done. You've not shed one tear on that picture. Not one. You claim to love that woman. You are not remorseful for what happened to her. I told you she was murdered. Murdered. Someone took her life from her. And there's nothing. You can't even fake it. That's how much you could give a shit. The officers on scene didn't believe you, and neither do we. You fucked up. That's the end of it. You screwed up. You made a mistake, whatever it is. I'm starting to believe it wasn't a mistake. I'm starting to believe that David wanted this chick dead. For whatever you might gain, for control, creative control of the house, so you can direct the build. I don't know what your motivation would be, but I know you stand to benefit. I know that the show that's going to happen is now yours. That all the decisions that are made are now yours. The 250 grand you tend to inherit, you can build the house of your dreams. Maybe never work again.
دادگاه دیوید 5 سال و نیم بعد از وقوع قتل برگزار شد و دیوید به جرم قتل همسرش به حبس ابد محکوم شد.
72, what are we looking at?
That's the back or dorsal surface of the left hand.
Are there any signs of injury or trauma that you took note of?
There may be a small mark there on the anterior wrist, or I'm sorry, the posterior wrist, the dorsal wrist. Yes, right there.
73?
Same hand now. We're looking at the lateral aspect of the left hand.
Any signs of injury or trauma?
That same mark appears to be there on the wrist.
74?
Now we're looking at the medial or toward the midline aspect of the hand, and I don't see anything there. I see some wrinkling of the skin that's associated with being placed in the paper bag.
And why is it important in these types of cases to document a decedent's hands?
Well, there's frequently questions that come up about about the hands. It's just a good policy. You don't know at the time that you're starting the autopsy sometimes what questions may be asked. And often when people are killed, there will be a struggle and they will have some marks on their hands that could be important.
What are we looking at?
Now we are looking at the face of the decedent after the skin has been cleaned, and we can see there's several things that we can see here. First of all, we can see that the left eye, both the upper and lower eyelid, are darkened. They're swollen, so she has hemorrhage under the skin of the left upper and lower eyelids.
What is a hemorrhage?
Hemorrhage is bleeding. She also has over the cheekbone, there's a dark spot that you can see that is actually a laceration. A laceration is a blunt injury of the skin or any other organ, which results in tearing of the skin. It's not caused by a sharp instrument. And that actually goes down to the bone. Didn't appear to be any fracture there. Then you can also see that there's some swelling associated with that injury on the left side of the face. She also has a number, if you look at the facial skin, She's got some small dots, dark red dots on the skin surface. Those are petechial hemorrhages. Those are small, very small hemorrhages that occur on the skin.